Hey, sir. I was wondering, did you have any comments on Don Cornelius and his tragic death?
Well, first off, I was a big fan of the show. I watched it primarily in high school, so that'd be the mid 80s, 90s. And I was a fan. He was innovative. You know, he helped break a lot of artists. You know, I love the Soul Train line. I love the girls they had on Soul Train. And it's sad. I mean, I'm kind of cool with his son, Tony Cornelius.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that within the last couple of years, Don, his health was failing him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's tragic that he had to do that. But, I mean, maybe he wanted to end the suffering. But the world has a, you know, they experiencing a great loss with the Don Cornelius, you know.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Sir, do you have any comments on the death of Don Cornelius or Soul Train?
I think it's a tragedy. Sorry to hear it.
Thank you, sir.
He was a pioneer, not only in the music industry, but as far as just pop culture. Because at the time, there was no major shows that represented black artists or major black artists. It's like the main music shows at the time were American Bandstand, and they were more geared to the pop audience, or what we consider the white audience. Mm-hmm. And we really didn't have an outlet for our black artists like, you know, James Brown and Gladys Knight and the Pips, or different things like that. You didn't go on to Ed Sullivan or or overseas. There really weren't any shows that showed black artists or top black artists at the time. So with Don Cornelius having Soul Train and forming Soul Train, it allowed not only the established black acts of the time, but the new acts that came in on the scene, like the Jackson 5 and Motown and different things like that. So it gave another outlet outside of American Bandstand and different television shows that spotlighted music. And, you know, which is very, very innovative, because basically all he did was grab black youth in the inner city in Los Angeles to come and dance for free and have a good time, give them an outlet, get them off the streets, and also get to see some of their favorite artists. So with him doing good or having a vision, it ended up making history, because the run on Soul Train was damn near 40 years.
Sure was.
And you know, and it's just sad that Mr. Cornelius, you know, at least from what they're saying, he committed suicide or whatever. It's sad, but at the end of the day, he lived a long life. He definitely left his mark, and he just probably was just tired. You know, supposedly, you know, he was sick and had an illness. Sometimes we don't know what the man was going through, but even though he was in a lot of pain, I'm pretty sure in his last years, he left a lot of happy memories and joy for not only the world, but being a young black male at the time when I was born in the 70s. So seeing a show like Soul Train, I got to see people that looked like me and reminded me of me, and it gave me a lot of pride and let me know that, you know, that anything was possible. And it's one of the reasons why I do music to this day.
I was wondering, what's your opinion on Don Cornelius's death or Soul Train?
Well, first of all, Soul Train has been a part of not only my life, you know, growing up here in Southern California, attending high school here, watching it every weekend, you know, and it will always be a part of me personally, because it helped me to learn about the different youth dances and also music of the past at the same time. So it'll always be something that, you know, will be with me for the rest of my life. And being the fact that Don Cornelius was the host for so many years, he also holds a place in my heart, you know, and will always, because whenever someone mentions Soul Train, you can't help but to think of Don Cornelius and his one-of-a-kind voice and his smooth and panache way of hosting the show. I remember they tried to replace him towards the end of the show with different hosts, And the show is never the same. Not without Don hosting it. Even though he might have played a part in the show behind the scene, it was never the same because every time I looked at it, I looked for his face and his voice. He always, like I said, had a very smooth and ass way about hosting the show.